Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan.
With this boy, Marcelo, America's #1 hype man, Spurs #1 hype man, bringing you the passion and desire that you need. Come on.
Absolutely love it. And today we'll be bringing you your weekly dose of the Spurs view from the opposite sides of the world. And today we'll be talking about Dele in, Dele out. I'm in the Dele out camp. Marcelo's in the Dele in camp. But before we do get into it, make sure that you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you want to see more from me and Marcelo on this weekly content. Look, Marcelo, the big talking point right now, it's Dele Alli. It's come out. He's told Tottenham he wants to leave. Jose Mourinho was happy to let him leave, but Daniel Levy wasn't. It turns out now they've changed their tune, and Daniel Levy is willing to sell and try and get a bit of money for him. And to me, look, Marcelo, I think it's the right decision personally. I think it's right by the club and it's right by Dele. I think because, look, me and you sit here, we talk about we want transfers, we want the very best players to come.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we have to sell the players in and around the squad that aren't contributing. And as much as a shame it is, Winks is contributing more than Dele Alli. So, for me, we need the cash to reinvest. But look, state your claim. Why should he stay?
Look, listen, first off, we're not going to get a proper replacement for him if he leaves. Second off, he hasn't been given a fair chance, like everyone has. You know what I mean? And when he has been given a chance, he's actually looked pretty good. I think we've all agree. I think he looked good against Stoke. I think he looked good against Marine. I think he looked good against Lask. I think he looked good in a lot of games. He was playing. If you look at last season, which was a season we considered was a bad season for him, he still had more goals than Jack Grealish, Madison, and a lot of other midfielders, and assists. And right now, what are we lacking? Other than Son and Kane, what are we lacking on the pitch? Goal scorers.
Tipping the goals, yeah.
Exactly. So I always say Dele Alli should have given more of a chance. He should have been played more. He hasn't been given a chance. And while people like Winks, have been given tens and thousands of chances. Which I never understood. I never understood. So, in my opinion, he has been doing like an unjust favor by Jose. I think Jose treated him unjustly. But my biggest concern in selling him is, are we going to get someone to replace him? If Daniel Levy tells me we can sell Dele Alli and we get Sabassar this window, I shake your hand. I take that deal. But I don't think that's going to happen, David.
No.
You know who I think is going to come in?
Christian
Eriksen. And if you're telling me that you would rather sell Dele Alli to PSG and have Eriksen, please look at yourself in the mirror. Because Christian Eriksen is a Finnish footballer. Christian Eriksen is 28, 29 years old, can't even start for Inter. Meanwhile, Dele is still 24. He still had an 8-goal season, 8-goal and like 4 or 5 assists last season, which is actually not that bad. You know what I mean? Sure, he had some off games, but there was games where he was in form and he looked very good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and also you got to remember the whole squad had a terrible season that season.
Yeah.
The whole squad had a terrible season, even Ndom Baller. So I'm just gonna say this: if you are telling me that you're gonna sell Dele Alli to get Christian Eriksen, I say that's the stupidest thing ever. I'd rather just keep Dele Alli because 1, he's English. 2, I think Dele Alli is younger. Well, no, he is younger, and he has a higher potential. I think he has a higher ceiling than Eriksen.
Yeah.
So for me, it makes no sense in selling him in January if we're not going to get a proper replacement.
Yeah. Look, you know what? 100%. You're nearly converting me, Marcelo. I do agree with you. We're the only club in the world that replaces Christian Eriksen with Christian Eriksen and Gareth Bale with Gareth Bale. The only club in the world to ever do that. Look, for me, I agree with you. If it's for Eriksen, I actually would rather keep Dele Alli. Eriksen is a sellout. He's a turncoat. He left us when we needed him the most. He didn't want to be there. And he's a major factor onto why we had such a bad season last year. So there's no point of bringing that negativity and him back into the dressing room. For Sabitzer, I'm all in. I want this guy at the club. Not only can he play in Dele's position, he can also play in the centre midfield. He can also play out on the right. He contribute great goals. But look, Marcelo, back on Dele Alli. Me personally, I think it's his own fault that he's in this situation. Like, I'll be honest with you. The reason why I'm in the Dele out camp is because for me it makes financial sense. But if I'm emotionally tied to the player, I want him to stay. I really do. I love the guy. I think he has a lot more to give the club if we could get the best out of him. But for me, the reason why he's in the situation he is because, look, Mourinho, let's be honest, Mourinho came in, he tried to get the best out of Dele Alli, and it was working for a little while. But But then look, Dele wasn't doing what Mourinho wanted him to do, carrying out like the tactics on the pitch and stuff like that, and a lot of the defensive work. And like we were just being opened up time and time again last season. So for me, when you have all 11 players on the pitch, in order for Jose's system to work, every 11 players has to work hard and want to do the dirty side of the game. And for me, like, I think Dele Alli has all the attributes to do that side of the game if he wasn't so fucking lazy. Because look, he has the tenacity, he has the guy, and he'll fucking growl at you. Do you know what I mean? I like that about the guy. But for me, it's his own problem that he's in this situation because he won't carry out the tactics that Mourinho wants on the pitch. Then his attitude is just being piss poor. Do you not agree with that?
I agree. Not with the attitude. I don't think so because I feel like he's been unfairly treated. I don't think he's been given his chance. Look, listen. If we're talking about last season, you can't just talk about Dele Alli. Lo Celso also only had like one Premier League goal last season. One. Okay, like people say that he carried us last season. Okay, I thought he had a good season, but saying that he carried us is ridiculous. I thought he had a.
What I'm saying on last season is that he just wouldn't do the defensive side of the game, and he was still doing stupid flicks.
But the thing is, right, when you say we got carved open last season, you got to remember we didn't have a DM. We didn't have Højbjerg last season. We had a bunch of we had a midfield of a bunch of central midfielders.
Which makes it even more important that Dele Alli pulls his weight.
David, like the thing is, right? He did track back, but Dele Alli is just not a good defensive, attacking midfielder. He's just not. He tracks back, but he just doesn't. He's not a physical player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like for me, it's like there are certain players that have certain strengths, and I feel like Mourinho, you know what I mean? He could be using Dele Alli better. I think personally, the way he was using Dele Alli as before, as kind of like a player, like a false nine behind Harry Kane, was very effective, and we were scoring a lot of goals, and he was playing his best game. He plays his best game when he kind of plays like into open space with Harry Kane.
He's allowed to run into the box and things like that.
And if you look at this season, right, we have completely underutilized them. We have not utilized them enough. You know what I mean? This season, I'm going to bring up a stat for you, David, right? Aside from Son and Kane, they're spectacular this season. Son and Kane, this is the stats of our forwards, just our forwards.
Yeah.
PvP, love him to death, but 0 goals, 2 assists, right? Then we got Bale, 1 goal, 0 assists. Then we got Lamella, 0 goals, 0 assists. Then we got Lucas Moura, 1 goal, 0 assists.
Yeah.
Where's the goals, David? You take out Son and Kane, and you know what I mean? Where's the goals? I'll tell you where's the goals. I'll tell you from the kid that scored the fastest 50 Premier League goals in the midfield. Dele Alli, the kid who broke Gerrard's and Lampard's records. That's where the goals can come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. But come here, Marcelo. Do you think that maybe we could try him out on the right-hand side? Do you think maybe that could work for this guy?
No, he doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the pace for the right-hand side. He would have to be... Listen, Dele Alli plays in a specific style. It's in the attacking midfield, or he kind of plays as a false nine, kind of like behind Kane, like a second striker. Those are his 2 positions. And listen, he is in a way a limited footballer, right? He is in a way a limited footballer. But what he does exceptionally well. And he gets the ball behind the net. And at the end of the day, that's how you win games. Getting the ball behind the net. I guarantee you, if he hadn't benched Dele Alli against Fulham, and he had let his ego aside, and he played Dele Alli in the bench, and rotated it with Endon Baller, we could have won that Fulham game.
Yeah. Look, to be honest with you, in a way, I do kind of agree with you. But for me, Marcelo, it's not up for Mourinho to get him into the team. It's up for Dele Alli in training to show that he deserves a place in the team. And we all know that the first thing Mourinho highlighted, and he was told from the previous staff that were there, is that he's a lazy trainer. And at the end of the day, like, for me, I don't understand it because we were all told that in training you have to, under Pochettino, you had to match all these weekly stats in order to prove yourself to be worthy for the first team, considered for the first team on a Sunday. Well, Dele Alli obviously wasn't doing them, and Pochettino gave him special dispensation from them. To be honest with you, he kind of let him away with it and played him. For me, under Mourinho, it's never going to fly, and I think the guy needs to grow up and adapt. that like he's not always going to have a manager that's going to sit there and let him away with things and just praise him week in, week out. That he's going to come across like guys like Mourinho. And Mourinho, believe me, I genuinely think wants the best for Dele, and I genuinely think he pinpointed Dele as his new Frank Lampard, basically. And it just hasn't kind of hasn't molded that way. Like for me, it's more of a case of Dele not wanting to pull Mourinho's way. And as a 24-year-old man, he's a man now. He's not really a kid. He's just going to have to learn in life that not everything is going to be slaps on the back and well done. He's going to have to pull his weight for other managers. And if he wants to make it in the football game, Marcelo, he has to start pulling Mourinho's weight, because if not, he's like, there's no guarantee now after the season and after this half of the season and that he's after missing. He's going to go to his next club and pull up trees. Tottenham may well be the ideal club for this guy. You've seen it time and time again, players that move from a club and they move to another club and it just doesn't work out. I don't want Dele to fall in that category. For me, I think Mourinho has big plans, or had big plans for Dele, if Dele would do what he wanted him to do. And for me, I think it's a point where Dele kind of needs to grow up now and realise he's a man. He's not a kid running around anymore.
I can agree with that. Personally, as far as training goes, I think some players just are different in the training ground. You know what I mean? Apparently, Lamella was like Messi at the training ground. Remember how people used to talk about Lamella? Then he goes in the pitch and does fuck all. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, what's good of being good in the training ground if you're gonna just be nothing in the game? You know what I mean? Eric Dyer must be the best training partner ever, because I don't see it on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Well, like that's another thing though. Like that you had the likes of Dyer coming out and even calling him out on it.
Yeah, but okay. First off, who the fuck is Dyer to call anyone out on anything? You know what I mean? Who the fuck is he, bro? You know what I mean? Let's be real here. You know what I mean? The guy's a fridge. He can't jump. Yes, Dyer. I'll tell you this: Dyer has brought me more depression than anything else in this earth. All right. Dele Alli has brought me more happiness in this football club than Dyer will ever do. So who the fuck is he to call anyone out? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not having it. You know what I mean? I don't care if Dyer shows fight, desire, and ability in the training ground. He doesn't show it on the pitch, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm laughing because it's so true, lad.
Dude, I mean, the man is like 5 foot. You know, the man lost in a header against a 5'9" midget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could beat Dyer in a header. I'm 5'9", bro. I could probably beat Dyer in a header. That's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Nah, Eric Dyer. Like you said, Dyer, you lost me, David. You had a great point, but you said Dyer, you lost me, man. But as far as Dele Alli goes, man, the thing is, right, David, you know I'm a big fan of Sabbath sauce, right?
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of Sabbath sauce. I've always made it clear. And if we can't get him, if we can't 100% get him, I'd rather just keep Dele. Because I don't want to. Who else are we going to bring in? You know what I mean? We're not going to bring in Jack Grealish. He's 70 million. We're not going to bring him in. You know what I mean? Like, let's be really here. The only thing that right now that we can bring in is Ericsson and the kid from Santos, Jefferson, who's actually very promising. Don't get me wrong. The kid from Santos, the Brazilian kid that apparently there's been some links in. I saw on Maddie's channel.
Mir, do you know about that Venezuelan lad that we're linked with? I think he's playing in the Brazilian league, no?
Oh, is he Venezuelan, or I thought he was Brazilian?
No, I think he is Venezuelan. I think he's just playing in the Brazilian league.
I thought he was Brazilian. My bad. Oh, if he's Venezuelan, but still, no, he's a good player. I seen him in Santos. I watched the Brazilian league. Santos are very good. They're in the Libertadores final, so you know what I mean. They've actually been good. He's been one of their star players. But at the end of the day, it is the Brazil league. Like as sad as it is to say, it's not the biggest league in the world.
Are any of them good enough to replace Dele Alli, do you think?
No, he's not good enough. He isn't the real deal yet. He can be. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. He has potential. He can be that real deal. But again, are we going to take a risk yet again with these young players and then have it not work out? Like how many times have we done this where instead of getting the real deal, we save a couple 5 million, 10 million, and then get this and risk it on a young kid, you know what I mean? And then have him not work out. I just don't. I'm tired of it. I want the real deal.
Here's one for you. So we've been told all summer window we can't sell English players because we need to keep the homegrown quota. We can't sign foreign players because we need to keep the English homegrown quota. Now, the same people that are saying that are the same people linking us with all these foreign players, and the same people that said we wouldn't sell Dele Alli because of the English foreign quota. We're now selling them, apparently. I don't get it, do you? I think we were right all along.
No, I agree. It's just an excuse not to spend. We have a good enough academy. We have a bunch of English players in the academy that we can easily.
Yeah.
I mean, we got like, for example, we can easily put Taganga on the bench. We can easily put, Harvey White is on loan.
Yeah.
We can easily put what is it?
You've Dane Scarlett, Alfie
Dane
Devine.
Scarlett. Yeah, we have Dane Scarlett, Alfie Devine. We can easily put some of these kids on the bench, especially in Europa. You know, we can. Yeah, no. We also got Harry Winks. We got we got Dennis Sirkin is coming back. You know what I mean, from injury. We got Dennis Sirkin. We can easily fit. But honestly, I will agree though. There is some issue to it. There is some issue to the.
There is some issue to it, but it's never going to stop you from signing a foreign player, because you just replace a foreign player with a foreign player.
Absolutely,
do you know what I mean? And
that's what I'm
my
going
point
to say.
the same people that me and you sat here calling out for putting out this nonsense are the same people that are saying linking us with all these other players. Do you know what I mean? When me and you quite clearly sat here and said, no, you just sign for him and replace your shit as foreign player. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's just an excuse. It's just literally it's an excuse from our board, and I don't want to get too much on our board because we already did a topic on that. But I'm just gonna say this: it's an excuse from the board, basically not to do the job, not to do their job. It's literally if I say if I go to my construction job, my old construction job, and I say, well, I can't really do this machinery because my hand's a little bit sore and it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? Well, you suck it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it's hard to, sell some of these players because they're dead weight, but suck it up. Find someone. Do it. And I know we already sold that dead weight, the Giorgio Lodo guy or whatever his name was.
Oh, the lad from the under-23s that's been sitting here for about 5 years. Yeah.
500 years. We finally sold him. You know what I mean? So it's just like we should be selling these guys already, man. Like we should be looking to sell Sanchez, and which is I don't get. Like, why are we selling Dele Alli? Because you know what I mean? I don't get it. Our board is telling us we have an issue with homegrown quota, right? But yet we're so willing to sell Dele Alli, but we're not willing to, put Davison Sanchez in the transfer market and try to look for him to sell. You know what I mean? And don't tell me nobody was interested, because I remember a bunch of sources that clubs were interested. It's just that we're putting
You'll always find a buyer. You'll always find a buyer.
You cannot tell me, David, in this world of football where there's thousands and thousands of clubs around the world, not just in Europe, like all over the world. You can't tell me we can't find one buyer. That's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
it's like it's just the board not wanting to do the job, and now we're gonna sell Dele Alli, and we're gonna have it even be in the deeper shit with the homegrown player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Look, to be honest with you, Marcelo, I fully agree with you. Like, even that chap, Georgiou, whatever you want to call the Cypriot guy, for me, like, how is a player like that lasting at Tottenham until he's 23, Marcelo?
How is Carter Vick still just on loan? You know what I mean? How have we not sold them?
Do you know what I mean? It's just this whole crack of, it's just weak mentality, to be honest. It's just having players here for the sake of having players.
Because the thing is, right, David? This board would rather spend $25 million on a youngster. Look at that. This is why I don't want to get Jefferson. Don't get me wrong. He has potential, but I guarantee you, we'll probably get him for like 20 million or 25 million, right? When we could have gone Sabasar for like 30 or like 35 million. Just spend 10 extra million, and we could have gotten the real deal. But instead, we'd rather save that 10 million, pay triple the price of these average players, right? To get them, because they're a little bit cheaper, and then they have them not work out, and then being like, okay, we got to sell them, but we want to make a profit. But then they're like, oh, this guy isn't even worth half of that.
Yeah, he hasn't played for 3 years. Why would he pay that for?
So exactly, that's the issue with this board, man. It's the recruiting, the selling. It's so shit, and like the board just. The lack of ambition, you know what I mean? The reason why we're selling Dele Alli is because he is the only player that we can get big money off.
And we better be getting big money for him. I swear to God, if we let him go to PSG for anything less than 50 million, where we can't reinvest into another top transfer, a top player into our club, I'm going to be pissed. I am in the Dele out camp, but I'm only in the Dele out camp if we can get 50 plus million. And even
Yeah.
then, I still think we're letting him go a bit cheap.
But no,
Even then, I
listen,
think we're letting him go a bit cheap.
listen.
But like you
I
get
don't
that
want to
50
let him
million in
go.
Marcelo. You go and get Sabitzer outright. You know what I mean? You pay you 35 million. I think 35 million would secure him.
We're not gonna get like you know this. We're not gonna get Sabitzer this season. It's just not gonna happen. I'm telling you. We could have. We can. No, don't get me wrong. We can, but we're not gonna because this board is fucking pussies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
That's basically it. But what I'm gonna tell you this: it's better just to keep Dele Alli this season. Have the thing with PSG say, look, listen. We can because like I'm pretty sure you can do a contract where he can go in the summer, right? Like you can start negotiating
You
now.
can. Yeah, buy
Yeah,
him now and we'll let him go in the summer.
yeah.
It's
So
like they loan him back to us for the rest of the season, sort of thing.
exactly. So just say like, all right, we'll sell him in the summer. Let's just get a contract. He goes in the summer. We keep him for the rest of the season. We play him in the Europa League. You know what I mean? Just to get that foreign slot, we'll be fine. Because we have what is it? The dead man and the goalkeep. What's
Joe Hart,
Joe Hart. Yeah, Joe Hart. You know what I mean? We got Dele Alli. We got Winks. We got some of these homegrown players.
Yeah.
Dane Scarlett that can we can also put him there. Or maybe we know we loaned out Jack Clark, but we can put some players there. Maybe Sirkin. But what the issue is, we have to wait. We can't sell Dele Alli now because of the homegrown quota is an issue. But the real issue is we got to sell some of these foreign players to free up the
But
foreign spot.
for me, if you sell Dele Alli, you bring in Sabitzer and you just promote Alfie Devine, and register him. I'm not being smart, but not every English player has to see minutes. You see Wolves do it. You see Wolves do it.
Yes, you're saying, David, you're saying all the right things, but just because it's the right thing to do doesn't mean it's gonna happen. And I'm just being realistic, and it's not gonna happen. Dele Alli is not gonna go. I mean, no, Dele Alli, if he goes, we're not gonna replace him with Sabatar. We're gonna replace him with Deadman Eriksson. You know what I mean? Dead Eriksson, bro. You know what I mean? Because he's dead, bro. You know what I mean? He's not even Eriksson. He's Dead Eriksson, bro.
If we replace Dele Alli with that absolute turncoat fucking fraudster, I will go absolutely.
It's gonna happen. You already know.
I know. I can already see it lining up.
You know he's the number one replacement, and we're gonna be wasting a foreign slot just because he is $13 million. We're gonna be willing, I mean not dollars, 13 million euros, and we're gonna be wasting that foreign slot instead of Sabitzar, and then we're gonna be in the same shit all over again. That's why I'm Dele in. That's why I rather wait until the summer when Sessegnon comes back, where Skips comes back, where we got some real homegrown talent come back, and then we can sell some of these dead weights, and then get Sabitz, get some of these other guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm even open minded to get Jefferson. I personally, if we personally I wouldn't want to, but if we are gonna sell Dele Alli, I'd rather get Jefferson than Eriksson. You know what I mean? I don't want Eriksson back in this team. I don't. If you want Eriksson back in this team, good riddance. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah. You're asking for this club to be dead. You're asking for the.
You've no ambition. You've no ambition. If you're asking for Eriksson to come back, you have no ambition. You want to replace Eriksson with Eriksson because he was a part of supposedly our great team. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the guy walked around here with an attitude for a year. Do you know what I mean? If your girlfriend walked around with an attitude for you for a year, you dump her. Do you know what I mean? So why do you want to bring this guy back? It's an absolute joke. But look, Marcelo, do you know, you're after giving me another a great show that me and you could put out. People, let us know if you're interested. Basically, that I'm kind of thinking ahead here that for me, in the summer, we have to sign Toby Alderweireld's replacement and Hugo Lloris's replacement.
Absolutely.
And have them at the club in the summer, because if not, we're going to struggle. So, guys, let me know if you want to see that. Sorry, Marcelo?
No, absolutely. And as far as that, you know what I mean? I think in the summer, that's what we're going to do most. But I don't think we're going to do any business this summer. I think the only business we're going to do is we sell Dele Alli and get Christian Eriksson back. That's the only business we're going to do. And I'd rather just do no business at all if that's the only business we're going to do. So I'd rather just wait until the summer. You know what I mean? We're probably not going to, let's be real here, that although there's a slight chance that we can win the Premier League, it's probably not going to happen. Just wait next summer. Go for the Premier League then. I know I see the smile on your face, David. I know you're always. Listen, I think personally the Premier League we can do it. We have the squad to do it, but the issue is it's going to be very tough. Let's be real.
If we beat Liverpool, you are definitely back on the train.
No, I am back on the train, but like I'm hesitantly back on the train. You see what I'm doing is I'm back on the train, but I'm sitting all the way in the back seat, just like cheering you on as you're driving.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Marcelo. I've only 1 or 2 stops left to make before we're going express all the way to the league title.
Come
So
on.
there's not much. There's not much more time for people to be getting on and off my train. We're going full steam ahead. We're going Thomas the Tank Engine, choo choo all the way. But look, if you're Dele in or you're Dele out, let us know in the comment section. Let us know what you think about this. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscribe. And let us know what sort of content you want me and Marcelo to be bringing you, and we will sure to be keep the Harris Army happy. And I'm also going to start calling it the Marcelo Army as well, because you have a lot of followers on my channel. So, mate, look, I'm sure the Army will be happy. And yeah, so look, basically that's it, Marcelo. Is there anything you want to say before we head off?
It's good to be back, baby. It's good to be back. You know what I mean? And I can't wait. You know what I mean? Can't wait for the Liverpool game. Wickham, that's a wash game in my opinion. But Liverpool game, that's where I'm keeping my eyes on, baby. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, and I agree with Marcelo. It's great to be back. We took a few days off to recuperate. We were doing stuff every day nearly, so we took a couple of days off. We're back with more energy than ever. In Jose, we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.